Hi everyone, my name is Sergei. Yeah, here is it. I started 7 years ago with the idea about economy of robots. And today I will try to explain why economy of robots is not just something from science fiction books. And before, here is, I guess, most interesting what you can find about my work outside this presentation. All of these papers about robotics plus blockchain. And here is a book where we describe it with my team, our R&D projects around cryptocurrencies, smart contracts, blockchain for robotics. So, yeah, let's start from history of industrial revolutions. First, what we should keep in mind when we speak about industrial revolutions, it's happening everywhere and change everything very fast. So it's a reason why it's called industrial revolutions. The first happened in time of creating steam engines. The second was in time of constructing assembly lines on factories. The current industrial revolution about computerization of supply chains from production side to logistics and retail. And the next, what's happening right now in some local regions, and I guess should happen everywhere in the next 50 years, about cyber-physical systems. So we need to find a good definition of what is the cyber-physical system. And you can find not so bad description on Wikipedia, but for today, I will give you more shortest description. Cyber-physical system, it's a combination of complex robotics, analytics in cloud, smartphone application or user application, different type of communication protocols, and automated control system. For example, autopilot car like Tesla, it's a complex robotics. But if you can order autopilot taxi from your smartphone, it will be cyber-physical system. Or if you have a smart home solution inside your apartments, it will be Internet of Things application. But if your smart apartments can order drinks or foods or cleaning services, it will be cyber-physical system. So let's back to definition. Cyber-physical system, it's like autonomous, automated services for humans, and it's every time combination of complex robotics, different type of communication protocols, user applications, and so on else. So in 2014, when I started to investigate smart city and industry 4.0 concepts, my first idea was how in the next 50 years, everything and everywhere on the planet will be connected together. And the second idea was, of course, no. Because, for example, most advanced organism on the planet is 8 billion of humans, but not a one big mushroom brain. So my next question was how we can decide how many sensors and actuators should work together to provide something for humans in smart cities. Where is the limit of size for cyber-physical systems? I spent around 2 years with my colleagues in academia, with robotics engineers, and most of them answer for me that it's question to government. They will decide how big a cyber-physical system can be in your city. And for me, it was not answer. I started to research this question, and the first book what I read in this time, it was a book by Norbert Wiener, father of modern cybernetics. But main idea what I found in his book was, if you try to find some answers for robotics fields, you should find it outside robotics. Like most of cybernetics answers, it's something on frontier between robotics and other disciplines. So cybernetics, it's more interdisciplinary approach every time. Okay, and after that I start my research in economics theory and found the paper by Nobel Prize economist Ronald Coase. In 1937, he made the best description, or create, in my opinion, best picture of why company existing on market. Why we not just connect together or make deals on market between only individuals. And the answer was market transaction cost, of course. Because, for example, if you will try to buy a car on market from individuals, I guess you will spend around 10 years and around $1 million to bring out parts of your car and order assembly services for you. So it's a reason why sometimes individuals create organization and make something for market together. But in the same time, in the same article, Ronald Coase gives us a good description of why we don't have only one big corporation, why market existing in the same time. A question and answer here is cost of organizing. So every time when we can put together our skills to make something for market, and cost of this will be less than market transaction cost, company will exist on market. If cost of organizing will be more than market transaction cost, company will disappear from market in the next few years. So I tried in 2016 put together all of this. So next industrial revolution, or main topic of the next industrial revolution, it's the cyber-physical systems. Cyber-physical systems, it's something like autonomous services for humans. So we have a question how we can decide how many sensors, actuators, and robotic systems should be connected together. And maybe answer to this question will be presenting cyber-physical systems like robo-corporations or robofirms. Because, you know, around the world, a lot of evidence that we try to build digital markets right now. So maybe if we can connect cyber-physical systems to market, we will not have a real question about size of cyber-physical system. And that is the reason why we work on Robonomics network project. We think that if robo-corporation will happen in the next years, so they will need to have tools, they will need to have access to money, to contracts, to other social institutions, which was available only for humans in the past. And here is a...
How can I help you?
Well, Bill, as you know, Andrew's earned a great deal of money from his endeavors. And what he really wants to do is to open his own bank account.
A bank account in the name of a robot.
Would that be legal?
I couldn't say. There are no precedents. I don't think there's a law against it, but, Richard, why do you want to give him a bank account? What's he need money for?
To pay for things, of course, which otherwise Sir would have to pay for. One would like to pull one's own.
Yes, so it's, I don't know, did you saw this cinema, Mid-Century Man? Yeah? Yeah? So it's a science fiction movie, but I hope after my presentation, you will look on this cinema like a less science fiction cinema.
How can I help you?
Well, Bill,
Yeah, so, and one more idea about economy of robots, what I have. If we will connect cyber-physical systems to market, we will find one more interesting topic. Robots can interact 1,000 times more effective than humans on market. And it means transaction costs of communications between robots will be much more less and much more efficient than humans' economy. So for me, open question as a researcher is, economy of robots in the future will be bigger than human economy or not? Because when I see on something like that, my opinion is that economy of robots it will be 99% of our economy around the world, and for humans it will be something like a small piece of this economy. So yes, that's all. Thank you for your attention. I will be in the next room today and tomorrow with Kusama parachain use cases, what we did in the last year. So you can try to interact with Boston Dynamics Spot robots remotely from San Francisco lab. I can prepare for you coffee with a transaction to parachain and can present you pollution measurement sensor network connected here to parachain. Yeah, feel free. And again, here is the main link, what I have for you, where you can find a lot of information about experiments, what we did. Thank you for your attention.
Have you thought about robots, their own bank account, so to say? There's so many people who are actual real people with a beating heart in the world who don't have a bank account, who don't have money. Have you thought about maybe thinking about how we can help real people instead of robots?
So you're asking this question for robotics engineer. So for me, it's clear. Yeah, but when I was on different robotics conference, a lot of people asking about robots steal jobs for humans. But we have a good answers from academia for this question. First industrial revolution, as I said, happened in time of creating steam engine. So you really think that will be better to keep people who walking around with their hands than to be engineers who can fix steam engines? So it's every time happening. To create one new engineer, we need to have academia, high school, fitness trainers, and something else. So robotics and everything what we are doing to connect robots should help humans to make more value and more time, more money, more everything. So because we will not to be involved in some very boring stuff, you know, like nobody want to spend 10 hours every day to pick something what can industrial manipulator can do. So it's every time very difficult to say, hey, we just need to wait next 20 years before everything with the people who will lose their job will adopt to the new time. But yeah, it's answer. Never be like a steam engine.
One up here on the left side. Oh. Hi, my name is Guido, and seems to be the ethics role here behind. My question is, I always love to have new ideas and new technology, but I'm still missing in most of the approaches a little bit to think about the misuse and the borders. So at least any system, and we have seen it in the past and we see it still today, can be used in a good way and in a bad way. And where you implement in your thoughts the boundaries or the borders where it's really to prevent that it's not misused?
Good question, but okay. As I said before, I don't like answer around robotics when someone proposed to use government framework for this. In my opinion, trying to find a more natural approach to connect robotics, it's much more sustainable, much more efficient than try to speak about how it should work. We need to find answers in nature, like, for example, decentralized technologies happens in computer science, but you know about the decentralized network in nature. So we need to find inspire in academical way to use robotics and don't speak more about how it should work. We need to investigate more and try to build sustainable framework to connecting robotics to anywhere. And in my case, with economy of robots, we think robot corporation it's much more sustainable approach to building huge cyber-physical systems than to decide on government level how many sensors can be connected together. Like, yes.
Over here.
Hi, thanks.
We will get you.
Yeah, my name is Kost Solinger. I mean, robots have been around for quite some time, you know, and automobile production lines and things like that. And I'm just wondering, you know, so far it's been mostly processes, and now we're contemplating, you know, in the next era, that those robots are going to start making, you know, decisions.
Yes.
Some of those decisions, effectively, you know, they give rise to moral issues and things like that, and you know, they require a very broad scope of understanding about, you know, not only the let's say, dynamics of a corporation, but also, you know, the impact on society and community and things like this. So my question is like, what is your vision as to how we can move from this kind of process orientation of robots to incorporate them in more of these critical decision making?
In Zurich, here in Switzerland, you have a ETH university. I was twice involved in discussion in ETH, and they have ethical framework for robotics right now. So you can find it, ETH, ethical framework. They describe it about identity of robots, about digital markets, about autonomous decisions. So you have a lot of clever engineers here who have a good answer to this question. So ethical framework by ETH, it's a good point to start for investigate. Yeah.
Question up here, right here.
Thank you. Etienne Join from NG. I know Polkadot is fast, but I was wondering if there was any limitation to your activity in terms of latency. I mean, we are talking real time, right? But I don't believe you can really action 1,000 times a second different IoTs so far.
Yeah, and that is the reason why I said on time of panel discussion, we don't need to use contracts when we need to bring this bottle from one hand to other hand. It's not meaning anything. But in time of interaction, for example, between different services, different corporations, it's meaning something. And this type of communication happening not so fast, like 0.1 second. Every time when we need to get access to some places, we can wait 5-6 seconds, or if we speak more about logistics, for example, in time of opening container, we can wait 20 seconds before transaction will happen with our details of how temperature or humidity was in the past. So I mean, blockchain is a good place for interactions where we have economical and technical details in the same time. And it means we can wait some time before our deal will happen. So to control robots, like a spot, it's it's not a good idea to control each leg with a blockchain. But if you want to rent as a developer remotely Boston Dynamics spot, why not? You can wait 15 seconds before it, and it will not happen in so much time than just happening inside Internet of Things solutions, like thousands packages around your smart home.
Great. I think we are at time. Thank you very much, Sergei. Thank you all for coming.